Christie should be the Uptown Girl. Yeah, oh yeah, would you do it? Sure,
Didn't Dad always call you the Uptown Girl too, and he was the downtown guy?
Yeah, well,
so
yeah.
it was already their joke, their inside joke, so may as well do the video, right?
I'm Christie Brinkley.
And I'm Alexa Ray.
And this is Our Life in Pictures. Oh,
that's pretty, Mom.
Yeah, me at le Lycée Français de Los Angeles. I wanted to go to that school for the beautiful language and the beret.
It's so pretty. Oh my gosh, I love your little schoolgirl look and the little beret. It's so cute. It looks current to today, the style.
I think I was a pretty good kid. I was very artistic. I was artsy. I was always doing arts and crafts.
Very artsy, yeah.
I did lots of paper mache things, and I would paint them, and I was very industrious. I had a business called Its and Bits, and I had a clothesline, and I would put my watercolors on the clothesline. I would put my paper mache Matisse Rosé wine bottles that I would hand paint, and then I made beautiful crepe paper flowers, and I once made $500 in a day because we lived on Old Malibu Road, and there was a public beach at the end of the road. So when everybody would drive by, and I would sell mica from the mountains too, you know, the shiny rocks.
You were like very bohemian. Mom was a free spirit, I would say. You know?
Yeah.
To this day. You haven't changed that much. I mean, come on.
The bikini, the Norma Kamali bikini.
I love that bikini.
This was rather scandalous at the time because the high leg was, you know, something that you might see like a stripper wearing or something, but not on bathing
Oh my God, not for
suits.
today's time.
And I thought
So
I was
pretty.
fat.
What? Mom.
And I know
So pretty.
so many models that the same thing. Today, I'm fine, but I look at it and I go,
Mom,
oh my gosh.
You never wear this color. You should wear this lavender more
You know, the
I love
stylist used to always tell me lavender would be a good color.
It's so pretty. And there's nothing like this pose. This is Mom's go-to. She's always like doing this. It's so good. It doesn't look that comfortable now that I'm really looking at it. Like how tight your fit is here.
They made such a big deal about that.
And so then, tight against the waist. Wow, Mom.
So then I had
impressed.
Norma Kamali design my wedding dress.
She really knows how to make things fit to perfection.
She does. Hey, Norma.
Oh, that's so pretty, Mom. See, some of these, I never saw this picture before.
That was on Bird Island in the Seychelles, which
God,
the
it's so
Seychelles
pretty.
are such a magnificent group of islands. You just cannot believe.
There's like a little turtle dove on your bathing suit.
That's Julie Campbell. She would scout her locations. She knew exactly the shot she wanted. She had the exact right bathing suit for each spot. And I was just
so nice.
Thrilled to be in the Seychelles Islands.
And your hair was lighter here too, so it works.
It's sun bleached.
You know, it's almost like the same.
And then I would
color
do
as
a
your bathing
thing
suit.
for my Sports Illustrated because we did our own hair and makeup
So
back in
good.
the day. And so to make my hair look wild and beachy, I would take a piece of hair like this and I would twist it. And I would twist and twist and twist until it would collapse. And I would keep twisting until it would collapse again, collapse again, collapse again.
That's a good trick.
Then I would just take the end piece and go like that, and then put 2 hairpins in it. And I walked around everywhere like that until the shot. Then I would take it out.
It's really good.
And then I'd have like the big curls for a second. Then I would have.
It almost looks like California crimps here.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I just remembered we did Sports Illustrated together too.
Yeah, later.
Some years ago. At first, Mom had to talk me into it quite a bit because as an artist and a little bit more of an introvert, I wasn't so inclined to be in a little bikini. But I was really very comfortable because they don't force you into a bathing suit that you don't like.
Yeah.
So MJ, who's in charge with Sports Illustrated, she was so accommodating. She was very supportive. We had a whole fun like family fitting with Sailor. And I got to have a say. So as long as I get to have a say in what I'm wearing, I'm good. Oh, Chevy.
This is a scene from National Lampoon's Vacation with Chevy Chase. And
This is cute.
is happening at like 3 o'clock in the morning. It's like the middle of the night.
He looks like he's going, woo, you look hot, Christy.
Yeah.
Actually, he kind of looks like he's whistling.
Well, he
looks
He
like
was
he's doing a little whoop whoop.
Well, but because I'm doing like a little striptease there. I'm like doing
That's
my
really
little like
cute.
da 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 boom da da da
He
da.
looks a little excited there.
And then all of a sudden they were like, okay, and now the bra. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna like go naked for a little family movie like this, you know? And so they devised a sort of a sight gag instead. I think Chevy came up with it. He said, instead of focusing on her, she can take the bra off, throw it on my face, and I'll react to that. And that ended up to be so much funnier. And that way it wasn't
more
the focus
playful.
on me. And then Beverly D'Angelo came to the rescue too and said, if you want titties, I'm happy to show you mine.
Also, we love Christmas Vacation too. Every Christmas we put that one on. And it's funny because I met Chevy a few times. He's really sweet. He's just like he is in the movies, jokester, sociable, always like laughing. He's always at White's Pharmacy. Remember years ago? Our local pharmacy in East Hampton. We used to go to get makeup or whatever. And then he was just always there hanging out, like the local guy. So, you know, he was almost like a neighbor back when I was younger in the Hamptons. It's kind of fun. Wow, talk about a candid shot. Dad looks like he's about to blink there. That's cute.
So that's the end of the Uptown Girl video when the girl and the guy ride off happily ever after. It really was like a gang of friends, you know. They said, you know, we've got to do a music video for Uptown Girl. And we've got an idea. Then somebody's like, oh, yeah, I've got to use that little gas station across from CBGB's. And then somebody else is like, Christie should be the Uptown Girl. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Would you do it? Sure.
Didn't Dad always call you the Uptown Girl, too, and he was the downtown guy?
Yeah, well,
so
yeah.
it was already their joke, their inside joke. So we may as well do the video, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the song was done. It was in the studio, and it was kind of like our song. But then we did that, and I almost got kicked out of Screen Actors Guild because I didn't tell my agent. Or I was thinking of it like a group of friends all doing
Like a
this
fun little
together.
project.
Yeah.
Wait, was this Dad's bike?
Yes, I believe
I knew it
was.
because he has always had a motorcycle collection for as long as I can remember, and he loves like a classic, like red,
Yeah.
like this. He's always been classic with his style,
I think
even
that
with his
one was
boats.
like a Harley Davidson.
Classic Harley.
Mais oui.
Oh my God!
We are in Paris in this shot, and we are doing
that's
our
cute.
French person shrug. There's pictures of us
I'm
doing
holding
this.
Dad's head. It's so sweet. Holding him by the neck,
Do
actually.
you know, that's so funny because Alexa, when she's posing for a picture with her hand automatically.
I do actually always do
still
this
do
to this
it.
day.
You still do it.
Why is
Like,
that? I'm
suddenly
always
this-
like
this
cupping
little-
your hand. For our birthday pictures, we had a beautiful birthday dinner for
look,
me.
you're
And I'm in
doing
the
it.
picture doing this, so I guess that
Look,
was
you
a
were, like,
quirk from
born
very
doing
young.
it.
I was always attached to Mom's hip, like growing up and traveling.
Literally.
Literally, I was as close as you could
I
be.
could take her everywhere, like, and I did. Like,
So amazing to
was
me because I'm a
feather
terrible
light.
traveler now, but I guess I was good back in the day.
Oh, you were so easy. You were great, and you were like part of the whole,
Yeah.
you know, gang on the tour bus.
She was like one of those moms, like it wasn't like she threw the nanny off on me. I was always with Mom, always together, but 3 peas in a pod. When did I first become aware that you guys were famous? I think it was Waterfront School. We grew up, the local school, the Waterfront School. It's not the Waterfront School anymore, but back in the day when I was in kindergarten. And I loved it. And it was, you know, very friendly environment. And I just remember you guys were just very popular. And everybody knew Christie and Billy, and everybody sometimes talked about, you know, Christie
She
and
just
Billy.
thought that that's how the world was.
And
that
I remembered, like, I just thought you guys were really loved and really popular, but I started to realize when I would hear strangers talk about them that they were famous. And then, of course, going to Dad's shows and putting the big headphones on and, seeing him up there on stage with thousands of people. So I think I knew from a pretty young age, but that was normal for me. We had a normal upbringing, especially, we talk about this all the time, but something about growing up out here is very grounding. I think New York City is a little bit different. The kids grow up quicker. But out here it's just so friendly and local. And, Dad was always like with the fishermen out here. We were always boating. And you just felt as normal as it could to me.
I always say the greatest thing I ever grew in my garden was my kids. And here's two of them. Alexa's just not into dirt in any way.
Never have been. Love the water.
I was always trying to give her a shovel and,
No. I'm like OCD neat freak. No. Never been into the dirt. But you're a garden. Mom is always in the garden. If she's not in the house, she's gardening. Growing up, and particularly at this point, Jack and Sailor were a lot closer because they were so similar in age. They were just a few years apart. And that makes a big difference at that age, like when you're like 3, 4, 5. Now, I feel like I'm super close with them because we're all grown up. And I almost feel like I'm still so much older than them. I'm like a protective aunt figure. But they were very like outdoors, playing, doing all that stuff. I've always been an indoor child, indoors singing at the piano. So I think Mom had a good balance between the three of us,
Chicago with my banner.
Oh my gosh.
Now starring Christie Brinkley.
Chicago.
What a to see your
That was
name
fun.
up on the marquee on Broadway, I will never get over it.
It was like a fun family activity because I'm a Broadway nerd myself. So it was amazing to go with, Mindy and the kids, and we just all went to the theater like on a weekly basis and just saw Mom. I kind of liked it. I would get all dressed up to see you and get into the whole Times Square. There's a whole energy to Broadway that's infectious. We became friends with the whole cast. The sweetest people, I'm not just saying that. They were some of the sweetest people I've ever met in my life.
Best.
And hardworking. I don't know how she did it, to be honest.
I loved every second of it.
You were so good. And all the dancing. You couldn't even keep your weight on then. You were just like a skinny little pixie. I was like, Mom. And then after we'd go out to eat, you'd be eating pizza. We'd go to Serafina across the street.
Yeah.
And you just went for it.
There's Alexa on stage in a
my
slightly bigger
God.
venue, Madison Square Garden.
This was the first time I ever sang at the Garden. Yeah, so it was a really big deal, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it, and Mom was like, come on, I'll help you. You did my hair, you did my makeup, because it was a last-minute thing the day of. Dad was like, you want to come up on stage and sing? And, of course, I already knew Baby Grand, the song that we did a duet together by heart. Mom just did me up, put my hair in rollers at my apartment, and we rushed over to the Garden. And it was nice. Of course, it means a lot every time I get to see my parents together. And we were sort of like a little old school reunion in the dressing room. We took some pictures. Remember the mirror shots?
Yes.
It was really, really emotional for me. I think I teared up a few times on stage, but I had to pull it together to sing. Before, when I was younger, I thought Baby Grand was for me. I thought it was about me. And he said, no, it's actually about the piano. But it could be about you, because you've always been my, whatever. Dad and I are really close. So that always held a special place in my heart, too. And just something about the soulful melody of it.
It was still sort of a double entendre. It was
because I used to sit on the piano.
But it was also for his grandbaby.
Right, because he used to play it for me. So sorry if I thought it was about me, but
But it was.
Right.
It was.
Kind of was, right?
No, it was, for sure.
I used to sit on the piano and he'd play it for me. So.
Yeah. From the day she was born, I would lay her right across the piano so she could get all the music vibes. going through her body.
Always.
Yeah.
I was always sitting on. I should have just sat on there, but I didn't want to. So the middle of his stage where he's centered at the garden, people don't always realize it moves. So he can go and get a 180 degree and see everybody in the back of the stadium, in the front. So I was a little scared to sit on the piano because I didn't know if it was going to move. But yeah, it was a thrill. There's nothing like singing on stage at the garden. It's huge. It's a lot to take in. Oh, that's cute.
We love being in our kitchen, and we love, cooking up a big meal.
Little
and
family get-together moment. This was Mother's Day last year, and for some reason, we're always wearing that creamy beige. Mom and I were coordinated with this. Always, it's like a good, I don't know, Hamptons color. We're always wearing that.
Yeah.
And I love
little
this.
TV.
This is like the Tower Hill blue. I love this color here. This like reminds me of you. Like if you were a color, you would be this color.
Yeah, you've always said that since you were a tiny kid.
It's
She would
true.
categorize people in colors, and she had a category of blue and yellow, which are outdoorsy type people.
Like
and
outgoing,
red
more
and green.
extroverted, more
And-
sunny. Mom, you're blue and yellow.
Yeah.
And me and Dad are more red and green,
Yeah.
for sure. More introverted, bookish, a little more like, I don't know. I don't want to say reflective because you're pretty reflective, especially reflecting on
Right
your
now.
whole life in the book. But a little more like, I don't know, angsty, me and Dad are.
She called me up the other day.
Oh my God.
I pick up the phone and she goes, Mom. I was like, is everything okay?
She thought something was
I'm
wrong.
reading your book and it's just so, I'm so moved. I'm so touched.
I was.
It's just so beautiful and poetry. It's like poetry and it's like, and I'm just so proud of you.
I am so proud of you, Mom. It's a big deal. Like I was there with Mom watching, I was watching you work with Sarah, who wrote the book with her, Sarah Toland, who's an amazing writer. And you guys had the chemistry. You guys became really good friends, obviously, that's quite a bonding experience, writing a book
Yeah,
together.
yes.
But I saw you pore over the scrapbooks and the photos for the last year.
2 years of pouring over.
And there was times also, like, I felt like I was crying with you because you were crying while you were going through certain memories, the divorces, the helicopter crash. She's as sunny as she is. You've been through some darker moments.
We can definitely all learn from each other's, lives and the good, the bad. And I found in my life, I've culled a lot of lessons, a lot of energy in a way from some of the worst moments have propelled me into other areas where I never expected to go.
The whole interweaving theme throughout your book is about finding magic, even through good times, through bad times, through the pain, through it all. You were able to pull that magic out, even when you thought you weren't going to make it on the top of the mountain. You were holding on to that golden dirt, and as your like lucky charm. And sure enough, I think it helped to get you through. I
Oh,
mean,
for sure.
like that's the magic. And if you don't hold on to that, but Mom knows how to create magic everywhere she goes.
I'm holding on to magic right now.
She's very special.